Welcome to Office Hours, hosted by myself, Steve Drost, and we got Will Kaplan with me as well, both from the Quivr team, which what is Quivr? We are the CRM built by financial advisors for financial advisors. Our objective over here is very, very simple. How can we help you run your business at peak efficiency? Now, each episode of Office Hours, Will and I will tackle a couple of cool items, almost all of which came directly from Quivr users who are trying to make that life a little bit easier. Now, Will, I think I was in a breakout room, which still mastering those. I got those down. But you guys were talking, with a user about something to do with compliance. It was like ADV season. We got compliance that live in this many states. I'm not going to act like I know what you were talking about. Please fill me in.
Yeah, so she was trying to kind of keep tabs on, I'm running a virtual practice. I've got clients all over the place. How do I keep track of where they all are? Because like if you get a couple clients in Texas wants their cut, like they want that registration fee. And just being mindful of like, I need to be kind of checking on this on an ongoing basis because it changes. Some of these clients are project based. And so like I might go from 6 in Texas down to 3 in Texas and then back up to 7. Like you could be all over the place. And so really being able to sort of keep track of where are my clients? What states are they in? Do I need to go register in a new jurisdiction? And so we kind of brainstormed a little bit and I think one of the easier solutions for this is it's kind of elegant in how simple it is basically to use the reporting system that's built into Salesforce and take that report and basically say, okay, show me all my households and show what states they're in. And one of the little features that most of the time I kind of, stomp my feet and just get frustrated is that little slider box that says, like subtotal all of the stuff in here, but you can group by state. And so you're going to get like, here's 3 clients that are in this state, and then here's 5 clients that are in this state. And then with that subtotal, you can really quickly see like, oh, here's what I need to be paying attention to because I just went over 5 in Texas. And so using that report as kind of the here's the data that I need. Once that report's created, it takes you all of like 5 seconds just to scan that list. You know what you're supposed to be watching out for. And then you can sort of quickly cross-reference that against, okay, I'm registered in these states. This one just popped. Do I need to be paying attention here? I don't know. I better go look it up. And so one of the clever things that we figured out to do was leverage the task step functionality that's built into Quivr. So for those that are, maybe not as familiar, task steps is basically something that lives on a task. And when you get that task, when it shows up, it basically is an instructional manual. It's your learning management system coupled with your project management system. And so you've got like, here's what I'm supposed to be doing. Well, what we did is we stuck a link to that report in task steps so that when Archer creates that task on a monthly basis for her to review what states she needs to register in, she's got the link right there to the report. So it's not like, right, I have to go run this thing. It's just, no, click this button. It's going to generate a refreshed report with all of the currently updated data. And then additionally, keep a list, like keep that running list of where you're registered in the task steps. And so then you get it and you can immediately sort of say like, okay, I'm going to open this one in a new tab. Here's my list. Here's where I'm registered. Everything lines up. I'm good to go.
Another one thing I'd also put in that box is what almost all states, I think, and again, no compliance or legal advice given during this, but it's like almost all states are 5 clients except for it's like Texas and there's 3 or 4, 5, 6, I don't know. But the fact that I don't know those off the top of my head, I would Google that quick, find that list, and I would also add it in there. That way I know 5 or more in any state except, and then just bullet it. Texas, I think Texas is a 1, maybe it's like Louisiana. Who knows? I don't know. But you can write all of those in there. So when she gets that task every month or every quarter, whatever the cadence she wants, she can look over at that box. She can click the link, open that in a new tab. That's her report. Then she can scan. So that's pretty cool. Super easy. So she'll probably take 15 minutes to build that report, or she'll come to Office Hours and we'll build it for her. She'll copy a couple links into a task workflow. She'll get a process going. I mean, in 15 to 20 minutes, she'll have this thing more or less automated so she can meet her compliance requirements every month or every quarter in probably 30 seconds.
And Steve, I think that that's really one of the things that like initially she was looking for like a really complex automated solution where it was going to like track all the data and count it all up and then alert her. And I said, you can build all that. It's going to take you a significant amount of time where just scanning down that list is going to be really quick, right? It shouldn't be that hard. It doesn't necessarily change that often, for most existing firms where, oh gosh, there's a new jurisdiction. But if you have that in as just kind of a monthly, takes me 2 minutes each month. Well, if it's going to take you 5 hours to, create all the custom fields and link all that, like you got a couple years there of reading the list where, that automation, all that overhead might just not be worth it. And so I think this is a good example of that, where really quickly, I mean, to your point, like in 20, 30 minutes, you've got this tool built, it's functional, it's ready to go. You've got all the information you need. You don't need all that other.
For sure. And then the bigger theme with this too is you need to do something. You need to do something based off of data. So how can I get that data? Okay, make that report. How can I then do something off of that data? Create that template, right? Create that workflow. Well, how do I get reminded that I need to do this? Then you create the process. So it's a 3-step solution, but that solution, once you master that and you get your head wrapped around it, it's repeatable, right?
Well, and Steve, I think additionally, I mean, like one of the things that you noticed in your last audit was once you started showing your auditor, here's my process, this is how I know, that gives confidence to them too. So if I can take this workflow and say, like, I review this monthly, here's a copy of the task that I get and how I go about this process, that's going to just give them confidence that you're doing a good job, that you are checking on all this stuff as well. It's, I remember when I was a kid, I'd get the math test back and it'd be like, show your work. And I was just so angry about it. This is show your work, right? Because it actually does, it gives confidence to that regulatory authority of like, oh, they are paying attention. They're catching this type of stuff. Even though I'm in like 20 different states, they have a process for monitoring that. So I think there's value to that too.
No, I agree. Yep. And we could talk about that, the simple thing for hours, because right, like that goes into this could get into the mastering delegation masterclass we have, the managing on the business stuff inside of the community, right? That masterclass, because they're all so similar. And because we've sat in your seat, we know what you need to do. And it's a matter of just applying Quivr's functionality and features to all of that. But perfect. That's a wrap. Good stuff as always, Will. Remember, if you're a Quivr user, join office hours on Wednesdays, 2 hours, come hang out, ask questions. If you don't have questions, a lot of people actually just hang out and listen, which is awesome. The more, the merrier. And lastly, if you aren't a Quivr user, that's okay. Everybody makes mistakes. Nobody is perfect. But remember, it is not too late. Schedule a demo. Come hang out with me or Will. Learn what we are building over here and how it could potentially make your life significantly easier.